Jamie from Inky&Scrappy, back today with the Fab 5 Hop winner for the Buzzing By with Old and New Lawn Fawn. I'm actually doing a full card for you today. It's actually leftovers from my card that I did for the initial YouTube hop. So the winner of the prize is Linda Mitchell. So Linda, if you could contact Kate over at Kate's Craft, she will be able to hook you up with Lawn Fawn for your $25 gift card. Happy spending. I know there's some new things in that release you probably want, and this will help you get them. So I have been trying very hard to work on using up the pieces on my desk or throw them away. I have hoarding issues when it comes to paper and scraps, and so I was looking at these and I'm like, I either have to use them or I have to throw them because they will probably sit in a drawer forever otherwise. So I decided I was going to pull together a backdrop with them, just doing that piecing. I loved the inside of my card for the Fab 5 Hop, and so I thought, you know what? I am going to just piece it all in there and call it good, right? And work from there. So originally I took the outside piece to get my outside, and then I'm using that inside piece. So if you watched the original video, you saw that I had die cut that hexagon backdrop from a piece of paper, inked it, and then I ended up die cutting out the add-on. So the Magic Iris Hive add-on from it to give me some texture on the inside of my flip-up piece. And so I had all of those leftover pieces left. So I've brought in the outside as like a stencil to get everything in place, and then I brought in that circle middle piece to kind of let me do some, sporadic placing, because I don't have all of the hexagon pieces anymore. Some of them were used on my original card. So trying to find a pattern or a haphazard, hexagonal pattern that kind of looked pretty. I love it on this chocolate brown cardstock, and I just like the look of it. I have a really hard time going anywhere from there because I loved the background so much. So I wanted to do a minimal, for me, a minimal amount of things on top. And so one of my favorite pieces that I did when the High Five kit came out last year was a double-decker platform pop-up with the drippy honey and all the bees. And so I'm employing that drippy honey look to my text here. So I'm using Thanks. The Thanks is actually from, I want to say it's Simple Stories, Simple Sentiments. I'm not 100% positive. I'll have to go back and look. And then I'm using Henry's ABCs with the word honey. So by taking in that, Avery L has last year it was new for Halloween, a Halloween border strips that has the drippy look to it. Otherwise, I have the other one, which is the Tim Holtz drip dye, which is no longer available. So I think you might still be able to find that Avery L one out in the wild. I'm not positive. I will look and see if I can find a link for it for it. So I'm just working on placement. I really kind of thought about just doing Thanks Honey on the center, and of course I felt it got lost in that dark background. So I decided to die cut out all of my letters and my word out with some just white cardstock, so I can give it a white, drop shadow, or it's an upper shadow, but so to give it a little bit of a shadow to help make it pop out. Plus, when I bring in my pre-colored images that I already had left over from last year, I liked the look. So you have the white outline on those colored stamped pieces, and then of course you have that white shadow behind the letters, and I think it just flows very well together. And so I wanted to keep this fairly simple and not cover up a whole lot of that background, because I was in love with how that background looked and turned out. I love the fact that the variegation on the hive or the honeycomb just works because you pop them all out and there's no way you're ever going to get them back in exactly the same spot. And so it's a pretty look. And so I'm just going to add in some glue on top of my sentiment pieces here. I do end up having to color just the top of my honey pot. So when I did my massive amount of high five coloring last year, I think if you look, I do have a playlist with the high five set. I want to say there's 7-ish cards on the playlist from last year. So if you are interested in them, go check them out. Otherwise, it was kind of one of those, like, I didn't know exactly what colors I wanted on the honey pots, but I colored the honey in the pot because I knew that was going to be the same. And so by not coloring those specific pieces, it allowed me to go back in and specify which color I wanted for my honey pot to coordinate with the card that it was going to go on. So I just ended up using 2 shades here, a darker one and a lighter one in my pinks. I'm pretty sure it is the same pinks that I used in some of my most recent cards. I will put the color combo on my blog post if you are interested. You can find it there at InkyandScrappy.com. So if you did not win this time around, I will let you know that the Fab Five is going to get back together fairly soon here with another hop to celebrate my 1,000 followers on YouTube. So if you are a follower, thank you so much. So very much appreciated. So that's one of the milestones you need to hit with YouTube to become monetized. The other one is watch hours. I'm not quite there yet because it's 4,000 watch hours. I hit it once. I just haven't hit it at the same time as the 1,000 subscribers. It'll come sooner or later. But so I want to celebrate. I have a fun prize for that one. So it won't be a gift certificate from Lawn Fawn, but it will be a Lawn Fawn, and it might be something that's no longer available. So keep an eye out for the Fab Five next hop. It should be coming up fairly soon. I just have to finish organizing it and such. But it will be on our Fab Five Facebook page. We'll probably throw a couple of teasers up there as we get closer to doing that one. So look for that one. I don't know. We'll just say we're going to be sledding into July on that one. So I'm just going back using some of those last minute pieces that I still had left over from the cards, the little hearts from the banner, adding some glitter to the wings, to the honey pot, and of course to those hearts. And then I ended up just pulling in a scrap of cardstock. I don't know where this one comes from, but it coordinated beautifully with that pink, and so I'm like, well, it's not exactly the same, but it works close enough, and I really kind of like it. It kind of almost looks a little bit like a bigger pattern of the one that is on the front. It's not, but it was close enough that it worked. So I really am trying to be better about using up my scraps. I feel like I live under a pile of scraps sometimes. Anyways, there is my finished bonus card. I really want to go back and add some glossy accents to the honey on top of the honey. I know. All right. Well, I hope you have an amazing day. Thanks again for all of you who participated in the Fab Five Hop, and we will see you for the next one very soon. Peace out. Keep getting inky. Bye.